This is how I do the roof on an Apex shed. I'll just show you one half of it because the other half is exactly the same. That's the two main rails. I don't call them rafters, they're more like purlins. But that's the two main ones, one for each side. I'll mark them together. I'm just working out the spacings there for, they're like small rafters for the overhang, or sprockets they may be called. So I'm taking the length of the shed, taking away the thickness of the 5 overhangs, and then dividing it by 4, which gives you an equal spacing. I'll just mark them, square them across. Now the length of these, I'll do an overhang back and front, well, and the sides, but that's worked out differently. But the length of these are, you got, the shed is 2.1 plus the cladding back and front, which is another 30mm, and I'll give it a 90mm overhang back and front. So it's 180 plus your 30, which is 210, and it's 2.1, so it's 2310 is the overall length of these purlins. There you can see the little stumpy overhangs. They sit on top of the wall. The reason I do that, I put a 312 pitch angle on them, so when the roof's on, you get a plumb cut on the end for the fascia. A lot of sheds, they don't. They just have it where it's sitting. It sits back. It slopes back towards the shed if you don't put this angle on, which is not ideal. So that's the fascia going on. You have to make sure it sits flush because you've got that angle. You can't just line it up with your finger. You need to put the square across to make sure it's not protruding. Otherwise, when you put the OSB on, it'll kick up. See, with the width of the panel, obviously this is just one half of the apex. With the width, because the back and the front wall's already made, you just measure down from the apex to the end of the wall. Add on the thickness of the cladding, which again is 15mm, and then add on your 90mm for your overhang. I can't remember what the actual measurement was on this. And that sheet of OSB's been run down, so it's less than 1/220. But each shed is different. Each different size shed will be different. And just squaring up that sheet. Again, you don't want it overhanging, so I'll just use that square to keep it straight with the ends. I'll nail that to make sure it's square, and then I'll go to the other end and square that. I'm just working out now the spacings for the purlins. So I've actually set 2 sliding bevels of an angle of 14 degrees. One, it's not actually 14 degrees because you've got to allow for the 45 degree that you're already at when you're on a miter saw. So one will be 45 degrees plus 14 degrees, and one will be 45 minus 14 degrees. So one will be 31, and one will be, what's that, 59. And that, you'll see in a minute, I'll show you. That allows me to check the front. When I cut the overhang on the front angle, I use that, and then the other one is set back for the apex side, because I can't put that purlin right at the top, right to the edge of the OSB, otherwise it'll clash with the one opposite. When you put the 2 halves of roof together, it won't go together. See, that's the one that shows the angle of it sticking out. And that one I've just put on top there is the one with it sticking back. It don't matter if it goes back further, but I'll just check that it's not going to get in the way. You just can't see it, it's off screen there, but I'll just check, and then I'll measure that, how far it goes in, and then I'll do it with a tape to do the rest. I'll measure that one, how far that sits back. Then I should just go along. Just make sure it's all sitting back far enough. I'll smart them and space them out. I'm just putting some marks there, so when I nail the other end, I can just ping a chalk line across there, so I can nail right across. You probably can't see that on the camera, but there is a chalk line across there. Normally, while that's on the bench, I'll cut the fascias. There is a soffit that goes on underneath, but I'll normally move it and put that on later. the same, it's just a 90mm bit of cladding run down. But while it's laying down, I'll just mark the fascias and I'll run them off quickly. Basically, if you mark one and you put two back to back, and you can cut them all the same then. There you go. Now you just go on the front and the back of the roof when it's together. I also, because of the span on this, like the depth or the length from back to front, I also make a truss just to take the load, and that gets fixed to the two side walls in the centre, and that's basically how it sits, and that'll hang on two joist hangers either end. Right, thanks for watching. I'll get another video up.